Hey, welcome to Guitar Knobs, the guitars, gear, noise, and nonsense podcast, hosted today by these knobs.
Tony Dudzik, Pick Guardian.
Hey everybody, it's me, Todd Novak. Welcome to the Guitar Knobs podcast. We are thrilled to death that you are listening to our show. Yes, y'all. We've got Tony and me up in this mess. I'm just trying to sound cool.
Dance this mess around.
Yes, and we've got a great guest on the line who we've been talking with the entire time when you haven't been listening. So,
we know the inside story.
Yeah. Anyways, guess why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Hello, my name is Dave. I am also known as Monger Pedals. I make guitar pedals.
There you go.
Yes, you do.
Dave's out of New York, but hold it. Don't put him in a box. Don't put him in the Manhattan box. He's from upstate.
Ish.
Okay. Anyways, we're thrilled to have Dave on. We've been having a good chat. He's a good dude. This is going to be a good show. So there. You have no reason to not just shut up and listen.
That's right. Listen. Listen.
Yes. Scream at us all you like. We don't care.
You're wrong. You're all wrong.
Anyways, yeah, we've got 3 of his pedals that he sent us,
yes.
And we had some good fun with that. So we're going to talk about all of those things.
We are.
In the meantime, Dave, where can people go see the things that you do?
Mainly Instagram. It's Monger_pedals. You know, that's all the posts, the demos, the
Monger. Monger.
Yes, Monger, as in Cheese Monger.
Cheese Monger.
Fish Monger.
Yes.
Yeah.
Who doesn't love a good fishmonger?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, so that's all the demos. You can catch me posting unhinged stuff at 2 a.m. sometimes. You know, you never know.
Okay, excellent. Yeah. Well, Tony, I did want to share one little quick announcement here.
Okay. I'll let you do that.
Thanks, man. I really appreciate that. I got a note from Mike Nazionale. After you completely got deranged with his submission, Tony. His submission. Don't you read ahead. You can't read ahead.
Okay.
Michael Nazionale sent us this. He said, "Hey, Todd. I just listened to the interview with Whitman Audio." And this is where I thought he was going to be really angry.
Yeah.
He said, "I love the adaptation. I thought the original version would be too much when I sent it. But you sent it anyway, Mike, so now we had to unravel that." He said, "Hope you like the other 3 I just sent." Which we'll also probably have to provide adaptation to a little bit.
Just a little tweak. A tweak.
Bit. Yeah.
That's what we do here.
Yeah.
We tweak.
He said, "Hope you like the other 3 I just sent. A Polish kielbasa wielding genie. Ha ha." So he liked that.
Yes.
Nothing
wrong with that.
Take care, Mike. Okay, Mike, thank you so much for sending that.
Yeah.
He did send another good one, and some
we're
other
going to
ones
use that one today.
Yeah, we're gonna sub-engineer it a little bit. I guess, is that the right word?
Sub-engineer?
Well, like subvert the engineering of it. No? Is that a thing? That's not a thing?
No.
Okay.
It is not.
Well, let's get on to, and I really appreciate that he sends that he gets involved. Same thing with some of the names that you hear all the time: Bruce Bacon, Bob Crouch, Steve Keys. It's all good stuff. There's gonna be somebody that's going like, "Dude, well, seriously, I send you stuff all the time." Ray Purchase, yes. Anyways, let's get into what's going on in our music world this week, because we got a lot of show to do, so we just need to get to it. Yeah.
Well, I'm on top of it this week.
I appreciate
Last
that.
week I was kind of sleepy.
You were.
And I was forgetful.
Yeah.
But not this time. So, in my many feeds that come through my computer kind of thing through the internets, there was this thing that popped up from Guitar World. And it was about stringing up a standard tune-o-matic, stop tail with a bridge, and how one player in particular, Joe Bonamassa, likes to string over the top, basically like a wraparound bridge. And back in the days, we always did that too. And the one thing that she found is the brake, where it breaks around the other side of the wrapper or the tailpiece, is you get the basically the bottom end of the winding.
Right. So palm mutes are a nightmare.
It hurts. So what Joe and his tech came up with,
Uh-huh.
and they've been doing it for years, is to put
Tape.
No. Jeez, can I talk?
Oh, yes.
So they would take the old strings, cut the ball ends off,
Ooh, that hurt.
put the new string through the ball end, and the ball end sits up against the tailpiece, bringing that back further.
Ah, yes.
And that eliminates that break.
So it's like
Well, no, you just go through a ball end.
Okay.
And apparently, according to the interview with Joe, is they used to cut them literally in the old strings, and then Ernie Ball started sending them like giant boxes of just ball ends to do that. But that's the way he strings up all of his Tune-o-matic guitars, is across the top. And what it does, and I've experienced it too, if you're running, say, 11s.
Yeah. Oh, jeez.
Well, I'm on my
Yuck.
my Gibson. I can't talk. My Gibson. Well, I can't. What's going on here? It's
cursed.
I'm cursed. I can't say the word Gibson apparently.
There you go.
But in that scale length, I like to use 11 to 48s.
Okay.
To me, that on that scale length, because it's slightly shorter than a Fender,
Yeah.
it feels more like a 10 to me.
Okay.
Now, if you do the wraparound over the top, it's almost a little less. I mean, it feels almost like a...
Because not quite as... It's not hitting that brake angle and making it going like... "Argh."
Exactly. And then the other part of it is what you do, if you're doing it this way, is you actually screw the tailpiece all the way down as far as it will go to
Yeah.
the body, so you get a
better
brake
angle.
angle.
Yeah.
Right. But it's it does something with the tension that you can get just a little. Maybe it's if you're playing leads and things, and even if you had 10s on that scale length, it would feel a lot slinkier, I think.
Yeah.
So
Interesting.
But yeah, so save your ball ends.
Yeah, I still don't know how this works, but we'll get there.
I will show it to
I
you.
appreciate that. Because it already has a ball in it, so I'm like, what do you
No,
mean?
but you put the new string through the old ball end.
Yeah.
That ball end sits up against the tailpiece, and the ball end from the new string sits back.
So you
further.
put the ball in front, like by the pickup, instead of
You're
in back.
double stacking ball ends.
Yes.
You put the ball in, and you
Yes.
thread it through, so
Yes.
it pinches.
Yes.
It's like yes.
Yes.
So you put it through.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, exactly.
I'm doing
like
the
that.
finger motion that we all know. Okay. All right.
But yeah, if you go to Guitar World online,
Yeah, that's
they'll have it on
interesting.
there. But I thought it was worth mentioning.
Yeah. Okay.
Try it sometime.
I will. Maybe I will. Now, I'd be curious to know with the Daria ones wait, no. The Daria ones aren't wrapped. Yeah, they are.
The ones that have the silk.
The silk on them, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, other people do that too, but
Yeah.
I wonder if that has any benefit or impact if you're doing that wrap.
I don't know.
Sounds like we have to do it. Sounds like you have to do a test, Tony.
Okay.
Bring that in next time.
Yes, I'll bring my results.
Yes. Give like half of them ball in and half of them silk wrapped.
Dave, what's going on in your music world this week?
Oh man, I've definitely have my eyes set on a lot of stuff, a lot of expensive things. Well, the only real cool thing out of that, it would be like an amp sim, mainly because I'm looking for the Pedal Expo demo stuff, and I don't have any headphone amps. So you guys told me about the Black Star, the amped one.
Yep.
They have,
Yep.
Yeah, there's several in the series. Yep.
Yeah.
That is definitely intriguing. And then the Walrus, the Mako, whatever numbers, those are in my eyes right now. I'm also like, I don't know, I'm always just constantly looking at a bigger, better pedal board,
Sure.
the simple things, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely the amp sims mainly because I want to start showing stuff. Like,
Yeah.
I'm going to the Earthquaker Day in August.
That's cool.
Earthquaker Devices Day.
Yeah.
So that'd be cool. I'm with the.
That's in our
is it-
state.
Yeah,
up on top.
When is that?
Yeah,
It's
right
in
in
August.
Akron, August 2nd.
Okay, let's
Yeah,
put that
yeah,
on the
we should-
calendar.
we
We
should-
should do
Yeah,
that.
we'll go there.
Pull up.
Yeah.
There's some cool people. It seems. I mean, very. It's my first ever. Actually, it's going to be my first ever showing. So
You mean anywhere?
anywhere.
Oh, that's
I'm gonna
exciting.
I'm gonna try to maybe set something up in my town, like in June.
Yeah.
But we'll see. But yeah, it's gonna be fun.
I feel like you should. You might be talking to.
Prep.
Huh?
Might prep a little bit.
No. I was going to say you might want to. Are you familiar with summer school electronics?
Yeah, we've talked.
Okay.
A little bit.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's up your way.
Yeah, he's in Syracuse or something, right?
Yeah,
He's
that's all in the same place.
Yeah, it's
He's like 4 hours north of
Hop,
me.
skipping a jump.
He's as far away from Akron to me.
Yeah.
Than, he's as far away to get to Akron than he is to me.
Yeah. When you get to Akron, they call it Akron,
Akron,
but that's
Akron.
okay. Yeah.
But you
man.
Yeah.
tell him you just speak French.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm from New York.
Just ask them if they have any crayons
crayons.
instead of crayons.
But yeah, so I'm definitely excited for that. There's going to be, summer school electronics. He's really cool.
Yeah.
He does some cool stuff.
Yeah, I think you guys kind of have a similar there's some odd similarities that I see in your pedals. The graphics and all the color and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And then just like, hey, here's something that you're used to, but with a tweak.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I like his stuff. That new delay that he came out with.
Yeah, the spring break.
Is
Spring break
super,
reverb
super
delay.
cool. Mainly because that's exactly how I run reverb and delay in my setup.
Uh-huh.
So I always go reverb into delay. And people always go, ew, why are you doing this? But it's because I don't want the reverb on my pick. I only want the reverb on I only want the delay on the trail and not on my pick.
Yeah.
And that's exactly how he set it up in that pedal too, which is perfect. It's I could save a space on my pedal board if I get that pedal.
There you go.
Yeah, super cool. But
Cool,
yeah,
man.
I don't know. I'm excited for August. Definitely, I'm a little nervous because it's going to be probably a lot for a first.
But it's
first
all,
time.
you know
but
what, dude?
Yeah,
It's all people that are rooting
Yeah.
for each other.
yeah. No, totally.
That's all it is.
Yep.
Yeah, it should be fun.
Cool, man. All right. Let's see. Well, for me and myself,
Hey, Todd, what about you?
Oh, thanks, Tony. I have been eyeing a new P90 based guitar. And I have my eyes set on one right now that I will have to figure out if that is the right thing for me. That's not the important thing right now. But Tony loaned me his official Mosrite
1966.
1966
Mosrite combo.
Mosrite combo, which looks a lot like the side jack from Eastwood.
Yeah, similar.
It's pretty, yep. Which, that's nice. Tony's is like thin line style though.
Yes.
So it's, hollow and it's got the one F hole. And it was super playable. I was not really sure what to expect. It does feel like it is made out of chipboard, which it kind of is.
Mosrites were never really. They're rough hewn, shall we say?
Yes. But that being said, I really dug the sounds I got out of it and the feel on it. Like I would, if the thing that I'm looking at getting at, which I think is probably going to be one of those the side jack standard.
Yeah.
Because I want a stop tail. I don't want a vibrato on it on this one. I think I'm going to try to go with maybe the Eastwood one, but yeah, yeah, that was really cool, and I appreciate that. And Tony's like, anything I'm saying, I blah blah. And he's like, I have that. Okay, so I'll be giving that back to you soon, Tony.
You take your time.
I'm taking my time, man.
Take your time.
Yeah,
I don't mind.
it has quite a narrow neck. But I liked it.
It's
I
narrow.
really did.
The nut is well all the way up the neck is very narrow.
Yeah.
The frets are practically non-existent.
Yeah.
And that's the way Moserites
Yeah.
are made.
I like a little bit more fret, but
If you're doing lead work,
the narrow part.
I mean, it's
Dude, my lead work is on point, baby. I'm working on it.
That's good.
Anyways,
good for you.
So thank you for doing that, Tony. And it's fun because
That's my
I
pleasure.
wasn't really thinking that I needed to get any kind of another P90 thing. I have the Gibson Les Paul special double cut, which
Yeah.
I really like, but I'm just wanting something different than that right now. So, blurp. There you go. And and guess what? Eastwood's coming on the show soon.
Oh,
Yes.
Isn't that
So that'll be
convenient?
exciting. Before we get into the next bit here, I wanted to remind everybody through June 15th. Okay, so you have from whenever you're listening this to June 15th. If you go to whitmanaudio.com, you're going to save 20%. 20% on the Wave Collapse pedal.
Oh, nice.
Yes. And all you have to do is put
Colonel.
Guitar Knobs 20. All one word. Guitar Knobs 20, and you're going to get 20% off that awesome pedal.
I thought he should have used the word Colonel.
He should. He will at some point. Anyways, thank you to Whitman Audio, who was just on our show, I think last episode.
I was last episode.
And it's a great pedal. Yeah, I think you're going to like it. Get yourself one. All right. Well, we talked about guitars. We talked about some pedals.
Strings.
We talked about strings.
A lot of strings.
What we didn't talk about was patch cables. Tony, can I tell you about
Oh.
patch cables real quick?
Do tell.
Tour Gear Designs patch cables. My, oh my, what a glorious product that is.
Zippity doo dah.
Yes. I'm ready to drop into a 1950s commercial really easy like that, but I won't.
Do it.
No, I'm not going to do it.
Okay.
Commit to the bit.
So these are fantastic cables. They have been so helpful for me and my pursuits and for everything that we're doing here at the Guitar Knobs. They are affordable. They are super mega durable, and they will save you space, maybe even allowing a full other pedal on your board.
Perhaps two.
Maybe even two if you play your cards right.
If you have very small pedals, 12.
Yes. So get over to Tour Gear Designs and load up your cart, hit purchase. Don't worry, the discount is coming, but only after you hit purchase. It's not going to charge you yet.
Is that Ray purchase?
At that point, no, he's already been on once. You input Guitar Knobs.
No, how about the Guitar Knobs? All lowercase, all
That's
one
what
word.
I had wrong.
That's
the
what you're doing
Guitar
wrong.
Knobs. Put in the Guitar Knobs, all one word. You're going to save 15% on your entire order.
15%.
Yes, and hey, the world is changing, so get on that while it lasts.
That's right.
I also wanted to bring up. Oh, and thank you to Tour Gear for sponsoring our 4 on the Floor.
Let me get a little bit of this.
1, 2, 3. 4 on the floor. All right, Dave Wood from Monger Pedals. Please give us your 4 on the floor right now.
My first, I use it in a little different than a lot of people use it. It's the Electro-Harmonix pitchfork. So a lot of people use it just for like the octave up, octave down, which I mean, it's great for that. Totally. I run it in the middle of my board, not at the end, not at the front. And I run it in perfect fifth, and I octave up and octave down on it.
Oh.
So you kind of get like this really, really, really cool like ensemble effect. Especially I have it right after my modulations.
Uh-huh.
So you run a tremolo into an octave up, octave down, perfect fifth. It just sounds like so freaking cool.
Huh.
So that's kind of like my spicy little like shoegaze kind of sound.
Is that for like single note runs or for
Single note, strumming, anything. Like
Huh.
I think it's better suited when you strum like a full, like it's good with an open chord. It's good with like a bar chord, anything, like as long as you get
It's good with a
full
harpsichord.
range of sound. Yeah, why not? Yeah.
How about a umbilical cord?
No, this is a one joke show, Tony. It's one joke per joke.
Then
I'm just trying to build on it.
I've got my next ones. I kind of do this in a combo, and I talked about this earlier when we were talking about summer school.
Yeah.
It's always a reverb and a delay. So right now I have the Ocean's 11 from
I have
Electro Harmonics.
Yeah.
And then I run that into the Boss DM2W. So always reverb into delay for me, and that's just like my classic, like not typically always on. The reverb usually is, but if I want to add like a little bit more something to the delay, or I add the delay. And I also main reason I got the delay in the first place is because I got really obsessed with Rob Scallon for a while. I don't know if you guys, someone might know. He's a YouTuber. He does a bunch of stuff. He also makes his own music. But there's a song that he made a while back. It's called Rain. And it's just this instrumental single guitar, heavy reverb, heavy delay. And it's just this beautiful, beautiful riff throughout the entire song. So I was like, well, I have to learn that, and I have to get a delay for it. So I settled on that. And I learned the riff, and it's like my friends hate me whenever I play with them because that's the first song that I start to play when I plug my amp in.
So on that, on the Boss, is that the Wazacraft?
The Wazacraft, yeah. So it's got like
the W, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, the digital version, and then I think there's like the I don't know. I only keep it on the Waza version. I never put it on the other side.
Gotcha.
I don't even really know what the other side does. I'm gonna be honest.
That sounds like
it's always on the W.
Sounds like you need to explore that on a rainy day.
Oh, I probably should. Yeah. My next one I don't actually have.
That's okay.
But I really want it. It's the Brown amplifier, or Brown amplifiers, or I think that's what they're called. It's the Protein, the dual overdrive. That thing sounds so good. And I'm kind of a sucker for like the 2-in-1 kind of dual overdrive, and I like that it's both sides of it are plays on like heavy classic guitar tones or overdrive tones. And obviously my pedal brain immediately goes, okay, well, how do you make this? Like, what's the schematic for it? And it's just like this beautiful schematic. It's a beautiful pedal. It sounds beautiful. I just want it. So that's my third. Technically not on the board, but whatever. And then my last one, I always try to have like a modulation. So right now on my board, I have a chorus, or not a chorus, a phaser. And I love the phaser sound. So I first got into, obviously, I think everyone's first phaser for the most part is a Phase 90.
Yep.
Super simple, one knob, incredible tone. There's some other really great ones. I'm in the works on making one for my next release, which I think is really cool. If it's not a phaser, I run a chorus. So right now I have the JHS, the 3 series chorus, which is just like that all white one chorus vibrato. Sounds great. I got really, really into just like how weird and warbly I can make my guitar tone. So yeah, those are my
that's
4.
A good range, man.
That's 4 on the floor, baby.
Technically 5, but
Well, yeah. We'll count the two as one.
Now, there's a pretty good deal. The first one that came up, the Brown Amplification Protein Dual Overdrive V3 2022. I'm not sure if people prefer a version. Many pedals, people do prefer specific versions. We just did that with the Way Huge, and people, the Swollen Pickle, they like the version 4. That's the one to get. So I'm curious because that one is actually on sale right now. It's for $2.99 free shipping. That's quite a bit less than most of the other ones out there, I think.
So it's pretty good for a 2-in-1 pedal. That's not bad.
That's not bad. It's not bad. Excellent. Yeah, I like that Protein too myself. That's a good pedal. Okay, well, we are here to talk to Monger Pedals. So if you don't mind hopping off so we can give them a call, that would be great. No. Dave, thank you for joining us. We have 3 of your pedals, and we're going to get into those. Cool. I got to ask, why Monger Pedals?
I'm a cheese monger. So
does that mean you really like cheese?
I funny enough, before I started being a cheesemonger, I did like cheese. I think everyone really likes cheese unless you can't have it.
Yeah.
But I wasn't really crazy about it. I just really I liked food. I like to cook. So I was like, this is a good step for, 22-year-old Dave. And I love it. It's great. So
what does a cheesemonger do?
Sells
cheese, describes cheese, tries to monger. So Monger Pedals. I was,
So let me ask you this: as a cheesemonger, why are your pedals not named after different types of cheese?
You would think they would be, right?
Yeah.
Funny enough, all 3 of them right now currently are all food and wine and beer.
Yeah.
So there is kind of a theme, which I'm going to move away from. I called it Monger Pedals because I am a monger and I am making pedals.
Okay.
So I could have probably, made the Gouda boost and whatever, but I don't know. I kind of was like, the IPA, I like beer. Why not? And I think that's...
How about the cheddar
cool.
drive?
Yeah.
The cheddar drive. Yeah, there could have been something there, but I think I wanted more so it just to be things I like, things that I think are cool. And then,
that's fine. That was...
Right.
Yeah, I'm the monger. Here are my pedals.
Gotcha. I gotcha.
Goo goo gajoob.
Well, you know what's interesting? I love this, that we've got people on the show, like, they're building pedals and stuff, but like our friend John Esterly was, I don't know if he's still doing it. He's a real live engineer, like a whoop whoop railroad engineer.
He's doing a lot less of that these days.
Yeah, he's mainly political.
Yes.
For the train people.
Yes.
So it was like, when's the last time you met a train engineer? Right? But turns out we had 2 people.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
On our show that have been on our show that are train engineers. Like, what are the odds of that?
Yeah, and one conductor,
low.
too.
Well, yeah. Wait, what?
One conductor.
That's the same thing, right?
Yeah.
No. One conductor.
The conductor is the guy that goes up and down and checks the tickets.
We have had that? No, we haven't. You're just making things.
I'm just making things up.
Yes.
As we go.
But ask yourself, have I ever met a train engineer? You're probably going to say no.
Probably not, yeah.
Yeah, and I've
but
never...
that guy standing right next to you might be a train engineer.
Yeah, and I've never met a cheesemonger.
I don't know that I've... no, maybe I have.
Have you?
At a cheese shop, yes.
That doesn't count.
Oh.
If you're meeting them while they're mongering, it doesn't count.
I see. Oh, yeah. I didn't realize there were rules.
Because then everybody's
if there's mongering involved, that's a different story.
Yes.
Okay, so outside of the world of mongering, if you run into someone.
If you've been mongered, it doesn't count.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
Note to self.
Let me ask you just something really quickly. How important has the I guess the upper crust fascination with charcuterie helped you in your livelihood?
In my livelihood,
Yes.
besides paying the bills,
Yeah.
it keeps you creative, I think.
How's your cholesterol?
Probably bad. I haven't been to the doctors in 4 years, so yeah. I don't honestly want to know.
Yeah. Is it one of those things that's like, the example often used is like, hey, if you don't want to eat pizza anymore, go work in a pizza shop.
Yeah, no, there definitely is an aspect to that. I think there's
But you still have to try stuff.
I still have to try stuff. I still do get sick of things. There's stuff that I used to really like that I'm like, I can't stand anymore. But, also I come home from work sometimes with a half pound of cheese and eat that for dinner. So,
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, maybe I ought to get that cholesterol checked.
Yeah.
But if you drink enough red wine with it, it evens things out.
Yeah.
Hey, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The antioxidants. That's what it's good for. Okay. Well, also, what is do you have like a go-to tool to cut the cheese?
Cut the cheese.
At your house, or do you just use a knife?
I just use a knife. I use a knife at work too. It's all the same. Knives.
You don't use the wire or the laser beams or
we have a wire, at my job, but at my house, no. It's just whatever knife is laying around.
I think a laser one would be really cool.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Yeah.
I'm going to invent that. Note to self, part 2.
I like that.
Cheese mongering laser.
Yes. Anyways, okay.
I mean, people would just gather around, watch the laser cut through blocks of cheese.
They could.
I
You
could see
cut
that
shapes
happening.
into it and stuff.
Oh, 3D.
CNC machine.
A 3D cheese printer.
Oh man, that's the next thing right there.
Man.
There's got to be something out there.
Hey, can we end this early? I've got to go back and do some inventing.
Yeah. So if you have cheese questions, just send emails to the Monger Pedals.
Monger Pedals.
And
I'll post a forum link on my website.
There you go.
Nice.
Make it happen.
Yeah.
All right, enough about the cheese. Let's talk about the pedals.
Let's talk about the pedals. We have let's see. We've got the one. It's called Snake Wine Fuzz, and then we've got an overdrive called the Overdrive IPA or
what
IPA.
What does
Overdrive, I
IPA
guess.
stand for, Todd?
India Pale Ale, Tony.
Nice.
Yes.
Do you know why it's that way? Do you know how it came about? So on the train ride from India
Yes.
to England,
Yes.
or close to England, they'd have to jump across the water. They wanted to keep the beer drinkable.
Right.
So they added hops to it.
Lots of hops.
Lots of hops. And that kept in the long distance through hot weather, it kept the beer drinkable.
It like pickled it.
I don't know if
Preserved it.
It preserved it.
Yes. Yes.
That's a better way to put it. IPA.
Have you ever had pickled cheese?
No.
No.
There you go. Make that happen.
That doesn't sound good.
It doesn't.
I've had pickled beer before though.
That
Like
sounds
actual.
terrible.
That sounds
Yeah.
Yeah.
That actually, I liked it.
Okay.
was
we're
pretty
figuring
good.
things out right now. And then also we've got the boiling honey tremolo, driven tremolo. No,
Just tremolo.
Just tremolo. Yeah, just tremolo. The other one is we got the other drives. Sorry.
Yep.
Okay, so we're going to talk about those. But first, aside from your cheesing and your mongering, what stopped you from putting down the manchego and start making some pedals?
Well, the manchego was never really put down. I'm still currently doing that.
Okay.
But
There's a slice in every pedal.
every pedal, there's a quarter pound of manchego. Yeah. You guys didn't find that? You might want to get to it. 'cause
I
it's
found
probably
it.
not
I
good.
ate it.
Oh yeah. Okay.
It's delicious.
I'm fairly young in the grand scheme of things. So I graduated college in December of 2022, and so I have a computer engineering degree. And I was just trying to find jobs for like a good, I think probably 2 years. throwing applications everywhere. And where I live in my upstate, not so upstate area,
Mid-state.
it's mid-state. Yeah, barely, even that too. Um, it's so difficult to find computer engineering jobs, and I'm not good at coding. And that's stupid of me to be a computer engineer, to be not good at coding. So, like, I mean, I can code.
Do you drive the computers?
He's a computer engineer.
I liked the yeah. I'm a conductor for the for the computers. No, I liked the designing aspect of it. So using transistors to create chips,
right?
And all that fun jazz, on the nanometer level,
right?
That was my reason I went to computer engineering in the first place, for the hardware,
right?
There's nothing like that. There's really only IBM, and to get those jobs, it was like you're in like the top 0.1% of computer engineers. So I was like, all right, well, I'll pivot. I'll start doing software engineering, and I'll start teaching myself how to do that better. And that got like really, really drained. Like I really drained from it.
Mm-hmm.
So, I always played guitar. I always liked pedals. So it was kind of just one of those things where it's like, oh, I could do this. Like, this is something that, like, I'm good with the hardware. I'm good with the design aspect of it. So why don't I just try it? And yeah, it kind of just snowballed from there. It became an obsession, really. And it's still fairly young. Like, I'm only a year, 2 years in.
Nice.
Just shy of 2 years, I think. Yeah, I don't know. It's just, I thought, okay, well, if I'm going to not work for someone in my field, why don't I work for myself?
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Are you adept at the DSP?
I haven't really broke into that yet. I want to start to. I have a lot of stuff in the works for some digital things. But I'm going to ramp up into it. I started on the analog world because it was more of a, how do I understand audio electronics as best as I can before I do anything that's digital? Because if I do stuff that's
fair.
digital,
Yeah.
I have to still understand all the stuff that's physical.
That's a great point. That's a great point.
Yeah.
It isn't just about being a good computer engineer.
You still have to know what a low pass and a high pass filter is, So, yeah, I'm working into the microcontroller realm, and I think in a couple years I'll probably have something out. I want to start working on like the digital controlled analog pedals. So like a microcontroller that does the switching, that does saved presets.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. And then get into like the real nitty gritty of like full on DSP.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's it. I think that's a solid approach. So that decision turned into these are the 3 pedals that you have out, right?
Yeah, currently, yes.
Cool. The first one was the fuzz, if I'm correct. Yes?
The first one was the overdrive.
By fuzz, I meant overdrive.
Yeah, so the overdrive.
Yeah, so let's talk about that. Tell us what it was based on and how you came to the things that you did with it.
Yeah, so I tried to make something simple at first. That was my first jump into making pedals. So obviously I could have made a boost, which is like really simple, or I could have made like a really simple fuzz. But I was like, I want to have some depth into it. And I landed on an overdrive, and it ended up being more of a mishmash between like of a tube screamer and like a Boss OD1. They're very similar architecturally. Originally, the first of the overdrive versions was a very, very low gain. It was like a boost pedal that had just a tiny bit of grit when you like really cranked the thing. And I always kind of thought, like, I released it and I was never really quite happy with it. And I always just kind of wanted to do more with it. It kept in the back of my mind, like, I can make this better. I can make this better. So then I eventually went back in and modded the schematic a bit and made it a bit more punchy, I guess you could say. So a lot more gain. There's a internal switch for clipping. I always like the idea of like MOSFET clipping, which is not anything special. It's just using the internal diode of a MOSFET instead of diodes. So it's MOSFET or it's regular silicon. And yeah, I don't know. It sounds good. I like it, and I thought that
It's
it
a
was
solid
good
overdrive.
upgrade.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
I
it's
mean,
good.
it's a great platform to start on.
Yeah,
And I did like the the MOSFET side.
I did too.
yeah. I think it's better.
Yeah.
I like it more than the silicon.
I agree. The silicon, when I played it, it was very
They tend to be harsh.
it was a little harsher. It was a little thinner. It's
I was gonna say it's a little thin.
sizzly.
Yeah. I mean, there still is a place for that.
Oh, for sure.
Totally. Yeah. But yeah, the MOSFETs feel more responsive, I think, a little bit. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
When I opened that up and switched it, then I played it and I was like, oh, hello. Okay, I dig this.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Now, out of curiosity, most people, when there's switching type things, a lot of times that's a toggle. Not for everybody. There's lots of pedals that is like, no, you got to go inside and switch stuff. But is there any particular reason that you kept that internal as opposed to on like a top mount toggle?
Yeah. I didn't want to change the enclosure. I wanted to keep the full V2 being internal. Same 3 knobs, same foot switch, no external change. And I thought when I was messing around with the circuit that they sound... There's still a very slight difference between the two of them. I mean, obviously the silicon is a little more thin and then the MOSFET a little more punchy. But I felt like when I was using it personally, I kept it on one.
Yeah,
I wasn't ever
that's
flipping
totally
back and
fair.
forth.
Yeah.
So I was like,
it's like a set and forget kind of thing.
I was thinking about maybe adding a second foot switch for that, but I was like, I don't think there's a need. So I just kept it on the inside. Yeah.
And you could also hope that maybe people were lazy enough that they'd buy 2 and set one for MOSFET and one for...
Yeah. I mean, they're not very expensive. I don't sell them for that much. So
Well, there you go.
Oh,
Yeah,
well,
you could,
how
if you
much
want.
is the IPA overdrive?
the IPA right now, my retail for it is $125, but I've been trying to make them cheaper. So right now they're on sale for $100.
That's a flipping great deal, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's $100 bucks.
$100 out the door.
Okay, while you guys are listening, if you're in the back of an Uber or whatever, just go over and grab one of these.
Buy 2.
Yeah.
Set one for
buy 2.
MOSFET and one for...
for MOSFET, one for silicon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that. It's a no nonsense pedal and it sounds good.
Yeah.
So there.
Yeah, thank you.
Then you also have let's go to the now, by the way, what is your favorite IPA of choice? What made you go, I want to call this pedal the IPA?
There is a brewery in Massachusetts. I don't know exactly where. They're called
Samuel Adams.
no. They're called Widowmaker, and they have, I can't remember the name of it, but the artwork of it is like an astronaut with a shooting star in the background. It's going to come to me probably an hour after this podcast.
All right.
But it's a hazy IPA, and it was like one of the first beers that I tried when working at my cheese shop, because we sell beer and wine and stuff too.
Yeah.
And it just was like immediately like, this is the best thing I've ever had in my entire life. And yeah, it's still, when I have it now, it's damn near the same feeling.
That's good.
Yeah.
Now, have you had snake wine before?
No.
So I had an old one of my old girlfriends had one of those Chinese actual snake in wine at her. Like that was, I don't know if people actually drink that, but that's mental. But this nevertheless is called snake wine fuzz.
Yeah. Yeah. It's cool.
So tell us what's so awesome and unique about this thing.
So I liked the idea of blend, of having a blend signal. And I mainly didn't really like fuzz pedals. So
How come?
they're just too much, you know, like, and I was always living in apartments and trying to be quiet. I mean, I still live in an apartment and try to be quiet. I'm a lot more loud now that I've been building pedals.
Yeah.
But the last fuzz I had, I hated. I just didn't like it, and it wasn't my thing. So I was like, all right, well, I'm going to try to build something that I do like. And I've messed around with a couple big muffs every now and then, like with some friends. Mm-hmm. And I liked how thick a big muff signal was. Mm-hmm. And it was really overbearing when you like really cranked it, but it could get kind of mellow. So I was like, this is a perfect pairing with something that I can dial in the right amount of gain and the right amount of blend signal. Mm-hmm. So I threw a parallel blend mixing in it. So you run your guitar signal into this blend, and the guitar signal also at the same time goes through the fuzz circuit, which is it's slightly modified, but essentially it is just a big muff, like as classic silicon clipping for 4 transistors, and it runs through that parallel, and we mix them together with the blend knob, and the parallel mixer also has a gain, so we can boost the guitar signal up a little bit, so you can mix in a clean signal or another fuzz or overdriven signal into the fuzz, and you can mix and match, and you get like that undertone of distortion.
Does the gain go before? I've played this, but I don't know that I was able to tell, to be perfectly honest. Does the gain go before the muff circuit or after?
The same, parallel.
Parallel, same.
Yeah,
got it. Oh,
at the same time.
That's why you said parallel.
Yeah, it mixes the output the output jack is the mixing of both the fuzz and the blend circuit.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a unique take on something that everybody's really familiar with.
Yeah, totally. I mean, there's a couple other companies that I know that do something similar to the snake wine. Nothing quite. I haven't never seen the gain specific set gain knob, and I'm assuming everyone does it differently because everyone does everything differently. Mm-hmm. But yeah, this is the circuit kind of made me fall back in love with the fuzz that I hated.
Yeah.
Because I experimented a lot more. I found what I liked, and the snake wine is always one of those pedals. Like, I don't have a set it and forget it signal, like a knob setting. It's always one of those ones that I'm tweaking and messing with, and depending on what song I'm playing or depending on what vibe I'm feeling, I'm messing with that signal all the time.
There's a lot of cool variables on this. Out of curiosity, you said you were building this for a fuzz that you wanted to play. What kind of music are you playing right now?
Currently, right now, especially with how crazy my pedal board has been getting with the stuff that I've been building, it ends up being very shoegazy.
Okay.
Maybe not in like the full-on ambient noise that you can get with some shoegaze, but like very not traditional.
Is there a particular band that you feel like you're kind of in the same sound realm as?
Mainly because I'm not good enough to ever compare myself to anyone like that. But I
Well,
do listen to a lot
stylistically.
of stylistically. There's this guy. I guess it's a band, but I found him on TikTok, which is like the most Gen Z thing of me to say. But he does like really cool ambient guitar. But he also like his last album. His name is Flawed Mangoes.
Flawed Mangoes.
Flawed Mangoes. His last album is in that mix of really ambient, cool, high reverb, high delay, kill switch guitar stuff. And then it goes, the next song is like full on like fuzz, reverb, shoegaze. And it's like so cool to like just go back and forth from that.
I see.
And yeah, that's kind of like how my board is set up, especially with the Pitchfork. You get some really weird, wonky settings, and that plays with a lot of other stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, see, now we have an idea of like where your head's at from a musical standpoint.
Yeah.
What's your guitar that you're playing?
I have a bunch. So the main driver is a American professional Fender. It's a Strat. So. American Professional 2 Stratocaster.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then I have a parts caster that I built a couple years ago. That's a Tele. Couldn't tell you where the pickups are from. Fender neck.
Mm-hmm. Piece
of crap Telecaster body that I bought off Reverb. It sounds awesome. It's, it's one of my proudest builds because it just sounds so good, and it was like something I threw together.
Nice. That's a beauty.
And then
of a Tele.
yeah, it's so simple, but it's so effective. And then I have I have 3 others, but I'll only talk about one more. It's an Epiphone Les Paul, and that was my first guitar that I bought with my own money, and I bought it at Alto Music, which is like I don't even know if I think it's only a New York chain. And it had a broken neck that they patched.
Wow.
So the classic headstock crack on a Gibson happened to this in shipping, and they patched it up, and it's a mangled job. They did a terrible job. It looks terrible. But it's a $700 guitar that I got for $300. And I was like, yeah, I don't care that it looks like crap. I'll take it.
Is it green?
It is sunburst, whatever the red and orange. I think it's sunburst.
Yeah.
That's what they call it. Yeah. So
I don't know why I thought it'd be like the green one.
it's just green. Green is the one that breaks the best. Yeah. Yeah. No. So the Strat is the surf blue or what? The Telecaster is surf green, and then the Stratocaster is whatever blue that they have for the American Professional. But yeah, blue, green, red. And then I have 2 cheapo. I have a Harley Benton P90 Jazzmaster.
How do you like the Harley Benton?
It's fine. I mean, it cost $150, so
it's mental. It's just
I don't know how they do it.
Yeah, like it's built. It's solid. Like it's a good guitar for $100.
Heck yeah.
And then I have a Lotus, which is like a Japanese. It's back in that era of like the copyright clones.
Gotcha.
So it's a Les Paul. It's not. There's no maple on it, so it's very thin. It sounds like crap that I have to fix it. It's got a terrible volume.
You like broken things.
I like broken things. I like fixing things.
Yeah.
Or just leaving them broken.
Leaving them broken. Yeah, I have the Lotus I bought like 7 months ago, and I haven't gotten around to it.
That's fun. Yeah, that's
I'll
good.
get to it.
That's good.
Yeah.
And so then the other one that we got here is a very interesting pedal. It is called the Boiling Honey Tremolo. Now, before we get into it, why Boiling Honey?
So there's a local musician in my town. His name's Kyle Miller. He came into my shop, the cheese shop.
What's your cheese shop called so everybody can come visit you?
It's called the Grazery.
Okay.
It's in New Paltz, New York. It's pretty cool. We get a lot of tourists. But yeah, so Kyle Miller, he comes into my shop one day. He was the first person to buy one of my pedals that I didn't know. And he bought an overdrive, and he was talking to me about pedals just one day, and he was like, I really like tremolo. Like, you should get into learning how to do that. And he specifically mentioned it's an old Fender amp that had like the built-in tremolo something. I don't remember what it was specifically, but I looked into it.
Twin vibroverb.
I think you're right. Yeah. I looked into it and I was like, oh, that's a really cool idea. And I never thought about tremolo. Not that I didn't dislike it, but it was never something that I would like, I need a tremolo on my board. So same thing with the snake wine. Like, how do I make something that I can personally mess around with and find something that I really like? And it ended up turning into that. It's a fairly simple circuit at the end of, at the core. It's an optical tremolo, tons and tons of waveform shaping. So
that's the thing that Tony and I like really both keyed in on, because the way Tony, can you tell us the knobs?
So across the top, you've got symmetry, space, speed. Down below, the misnomered volume, depth, and smooth.
Yeah.
So
not your conventional tremolo settings.
There are lots of ways to manipulate the signal.
Yeah,
in this.
I really liked it,
and that part of it I like. Now, we were joking earlier about the volume knob. It's more like the effect volume or the volume of the effect circuit, because this thing can get out of hand really fast.
It gets loud. Yeah. I sent them a demo unit, and I'm like 90% sure that I sent them one that I was working on that had the wrong potentiometer value in it.
Yes.
But
that being said, the tremolo itself.
It's it sounds. I mean, I really enjoyed playing around with it, and especially the is it the smooth knob that changes between a smooth sine wave and a choppy sine wave,
and a
squared wave. Yeah.
That smooth is cool.
I'm a fan of tremolo.
Yeah. Well, and the space one too.
Yeah.
Which I liked that, because like this would have been interesting to have actually on the tremolo 4 on the floorboard that we had.
Yes.
I think it would have done very, very well on that board. And for those of you who don't know what we're talking about, one of the episodes that we do, the special episodes, is called 4 on the Floor, aptly named for the 4 on the floor segment, in which in our case, what we do is we'd say, let's take a type of an effect and choose 4 pedals that do that in unique ways. And then we review it, and everybody, we've got 4 people on it, and we go through them and see what happens. What I like about that most of the other pedals did was like show all the different notes, like the different variations of how you're spacing things out. But you just called it space, and it's not marked. So you say, I don't think I want that. What this pedal does is make you not worry about what things are called.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it makes you explore. And I thought that was awesome.
Yeah. They're kind of, it's also like trying to name the knobs based on what I think the sound is doing is also like, because it's space, depth, and symmetry, or symmetry and depth. Those are pretty, like, the depth is just how bright the LED gets on the inside, and then symmetry is just clipping diodes, essentially. But yeah, space and smooth, kind of ambiguous for the wavelength part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I really did quite like what it actually did, because aside from it just being named different things, I felt that it played differently. It reacted differently.
Well, you're probably not used to optical tremolos.
No, I've got two of them.
Optical?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Are you positive?
I'm dead positive.
Okay.
Sonny boy.
All right.
Yeah, harmonic tremolos are very, very different from
Yeah.
opticals.
Yeah.
So that, I feel like it's like that's a big difference. But
It is.
From what I've heard from listening and like doing my quote unquote market research, definitely a very different sound from a lot of tremolos.
Yeah. I think it's really a cool take on something that most people think that they know.
Yeah.
And that's exciting. And especially, so how much is the boiling honey?
Boiling honey is right now $145.
$145. That's a pretty dang good deal for that pedal.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep the cost down,
Yeah, but
trying to make it affordable.
Yeah. If you're interested in exploring tremolo, and you like the idea of actually exploring and letting your ears do the talking, this is a great way to do that.
I agree. Yeah.
Pleasantly surprised. Well, so you've got 3 solid entries to your young career. What are your sights set on right now?
I have another pedal that is like 99% done. It is a 2-in-1. It started, so the overdrive and the snake wine and the pedal the one that's unreleased, all were being worked on right when I started making pedals. It was like I had a problem with the IPA. I was moving on to the snake wine. I had a problem with that. I'd move
There's
on to
groups
this
for
one.
that'll help you with that. But.
So, yeah, gotta check into AA. So it's the first real batch of pedals, and the third pedal was supposed to be this 2-in-1, but it just kept giving me more issues and more issues, so I pushed it back another. But it is a phaser combo to a fuzz, so another fuzz pedal in the lineup.
Okay.
And this also weird and very wonky phaser. So it's 5-knob phaser.
Whoa.
Yeah. So it's weird. It's it's still in that same sense with the boiling honey. Very experimental. Like, you should really sit down with it and really figure out what you like and what you don't like. And so that one's cool. The fuzz ranges from like an overdrive to full ripping, like speaker destroying shoegaze fuzz. So it's got a nice little range that you can mix in to the phaser, and the signal chain goes fuzz to phaser. But then I have it so you can send and return. So if you want to send the fuzz signal into something else, you can, and then you can come back into the phaser and then out.
Got it.
Yeah. So that is the next one. The only issue with that currently right now is a very, very large output voltage, which causes basically unusable pop, which I can't reasonably let that go, which it's been the bane of my existence for the past God knows how long. Which you'd think it'd be a simple fix, but oh my God, it's
not.
Yeah, I have to like fully. I've taken a step back from it lately because I've been going too insane trying to fix it. Mm-hmm. But the effect itself sounds absolutely fantastic, if I don't say. I mean, I'm going to toot my own horn, obviously.
Yeah,
but,
you got it.
Yeah. And then after that, I have 2 or 3 that are like in the works, not quite there. I have a compressor that I'm working on, mainly for a personal thing, because the compressor I have on my board currently, I'm not quite in love with, and I know it's like, why do you care so much about a compressor? But yeah, that one's going to be cool. It's going to be also a 2-in-1 compressor and a boost, because compressors tend to take a little bit of your signal from you, so you can boost back up to where you want, or even go full volume and let it rip.
Well, those are often paired next to each other on a
So
board.
why not have them in one? And after that, I have a couple.
I thought you were going to say it was like a compressor and a pitch shifter.
Hey, after that, there's a lot of proof of concept stuff. I'm working on a modulated delay that I'm trying to get into some weird. We were talking about this earlier in the DSP land. So I'm trying to do like some microcontroller relay switching with that, some weird cool stuff. So presets, state saving, some other stuff, fully analog but digitally controlled. That's got some time, and that's pretty much currently what I've got in the lineup.
That's a lot of work to do when you're not mongering.
Yeah. I try to keep busy.
Yeah, that's good, man. Keep the juices flowing.
Totally.
Well, thank you so much for walking us through your pedals. As a young builder, you've got a great road ahead of you, and we're just, it's good to get these stories early on,
Yeah.
Cool. We're going to round third and look at our bass coach, Tony, who's going to help us out with something.
That's right, Todd. Because at this point of the
Would
show...
you rather?
My finger's on the button.
It's a little game we play called...
Would you rather?
This week's Would You Rather is brought to us by our good friend Mike Nationale.
Yes.
And he's going to have
And the mayor of New Paltz.
and the mayor of New Paltz with the big sash.
Yes.
He's calling it Vault You Rather.
Vault You
Vault
Rather.
You Rather.
Vault You Rather.
So the Society for the Preservation of Music for Future Generations
Of New Paltz.
of New Paltz
Yes.
is funding a vault as a time capsule to contain musical gear. The vault will be sealed and not opened for 100 years.
Wow.
Also known as a century.
Yes.
Only one guitar, amp, and pedal can be vaulted.
Okay.
So,
Yes. Oh, this is exciting, Tony. I'm curious to know what's...
I bet you are. Would you rather vault? And you have to, this is a package deal.
I gotcha.
So, option one, a Fender Jazzmaster, a Roland JC120 Jazz Chorus,
Okay.
and a Ross compressor.
Okay.
Or would you rather vault a Gibson Les Paul Jr., a Marshall JCM 800 212 combo, and an Ibanez Tube Screamer?
Okay.
He goes on further to say
Oh.
that these items must either be provided
Yes.
or available.
Yeah.
So it's not some crazy, schemy thing out there. This is a real deal. And number two, already vaulted are a sufficient supply of tour gear design patch cables.
Very, very smart.
That's smart. In 100 years, they may not know how to put the cables together.
Right.
And so they might need
Just like
many different types.
little kids trying to work cassette recorders.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly. How do you do this?
Yeah. What is a
goes off.
phone?
Phone.
Okay.
So,
All right, Tony.
do you want to vault the Jazzmaster Jazz Chorus and Ross compressor,
Yeah.
or do you want to do the Gibson Les Paul Jr., Marshall JCM 800, and Tube Screamer?
Okay.
So-
Go ahead, Tony.
I go first.
Yeah.
For me, Todd,
Yes, Tony.
I'm going with the Les Paul Jr., the JCM 800, and the Tube Screamer.
Okay.
Because to me, that is the perfect, iconic, if you will, rock and roll setup.
Sure.
You could even do it without the Tube Screamer, but it's more fun with it. I mean, the Jazzmaster's nice, and the Jazz Chorus and the Ross Compressor, I guess if you're doing, kind of country jazz kind of stuff.
Well, nobody's playing it, Tony.
Well, they will in 100 years.
Maybe. Yes.
If they have electricity.
But it's more of
then.
a representative of like, look what people 100 years ago did.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like the old Levi's museum where they have 100-year-old jeans in there.
Yeah, they wore pants. Look at that.
Look at that.
Okay, go ahead. So you picked.
I
All right.
picked.
Yes, Davey.
Gee, Davey.
I think I gotta go Jazzmaster.
I knew that.
The Jazz Chorus. And then
The Ross Compressor.
Ross Compressor.
no, I think it's
But
Tube
that's
Screamer.
that's all you have. You can only pick.
This is a package deal. There's no switching them out. No.
Oh,
No.
I see.
See, this is
see,
where
yeah.
where the decisions get tough when you have to
I
make
see.
these tough calls
Yeah,
on.
compressor it is then. Yeah.
Okay.
Easy.
Okay, excellent. I'm gonna go with the Junior as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's tough because the second one, the Jazzmaster, the chorus, and the compressor are all very akin to like some fantastic music specifically in the 80s.
Yeah.
I feel like there was a lot of stuff with that sound. And
Yeah.
that's when I was cutting my
Yeah,
teeth.
but you can't beat Ed Marshall.
I know. Yep, I'm going Junior. That's
right.
what I'm doing. Thank you, Mike Nazianale. And I'm sure we'll get a note on that one too.
I hope we do.
Yes.
I hope that we did have to modify it slightly to make it a true would you rather, but
Yes.
the general concept was there.
When he comes driving down the street in his 4x4, he's gonna hit the lawn and knock over the fountain when he hears what you did with it.
Oh no.
Anyways, all right. We need to thank a few people, Tony.
Yes, Todd, because at this point, don't you have a button to push over there?
I don't.
Oh,
Not yet.
Not yet. You're working on
Yeah.
it. There's a special group of people we love to thank. These are our executive producers. Now, an executive producer helps make this show possible. How do you become one? Quite easy. Head over to patreon.com/the Guitar Knobs. Check out a couple different levels in which you can participate. Become a sponsor, a friend, a hero of the podcast. Each level comes with some very nice thank you gifts and opportunities to win great stuff. But beyond that, there is one thing more. What would that be?
You get to have your name read on the thing.
Your name read on the thing. That's what I'm going to do right now. So special thanks to these executive producers: Anthony Lathrop, Brett Hogarth, Cameron Pampas, Darren Gregory, Don Kloss, Elad Mizrahi, James Bell, James White, John Esterly from Rare Buzzer Effects, John Sebastian, John Halverson, Justin Jones, Ken Sayers, Michael Senchuk, Mike Davenport, Owen Eads, Plutone, Ralph Gottschalk from Wonderful Audio Technology. What? Richard Kendall, Rick Calhoun, Rusty Sneeden, Stefan Lamb, Tom Barazin, Trevor Ellenberg, Trevor Gunberg, and Vaderin Pedals.
Ah, yes, y'all. Thank you. Thank you.
But Todd, there's another group of executive producers that we have to thank too.
Indeed.
We love to thank. These are our grand poobahs. These are the creme de la creme, the top of the heap, the A number ones, and they wear a fez upon their head whilst listening to the podcast and drinking orange Gatorade.
Yes.
And they can either have sugar-free, Gatorade Zero, or regular Gatorade.
Go.
We accommodate all, you see. So special thanks to these grand poobahs. Anthony Gemolero, Billy Spitfire Unlimited, Bob Crouch, Brian Robinson, Cody Foster, David Kaminga, David Tyndall, Enrico Fernando, Fox Hill Studio, Gregory Randall, Hex Matos, John Williams, Martin Cliff, Matt Hart, Michael Van Zant, Michio Murakishi, Micah Nazionale, Moon Guitars, Pedro Vasquez, Sam Jett, Steve Keys, James Pennington, Zach Oswald from Brandon Wound Pickups, John Labate from M2 Labs, and Ty Barnes.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Indeed. We cannot do it without you. We thank you so much. If you are considering joining this motley group of pedestrians, then please do so, because we'd love to have you, and it will do nothing but help our show, and we appreciate that.
Thank you.
All right. Dave Wood,
Yes.
thank you for being on our show.
Where can people find your stuff?
Thank you for having me.
Yes. And where can people find your things to go buy?
MongerPedals.com they're all up there. And then Instagram is Monger_pedals.
Awesome.
Easy peasy.
Yeah, and really good pricing structures, so they're affordable, so they can get on your board quickly. Tony, where can people find the things that you do?
Go over to pickguardian.com. Check out the stuff that I do. What do? I make custom pick guards. How do you get one? Shoot me an email. Let me know what you need, what you're trying to do. I probably have some good advice. It's your opportunity to make your guitar even more yours.
Exactly. You can shoot me a DM on Instagram at Guitar Knobs. We'd love to hear from you. Please send us your Would You Rathers. If you think you can beat Mike Nationale, then go for it. Game on, baby.
Yeah, throwing down the gauntlet.
Yes. Tell us what you're playing, what you like about the show, new gear that you're digging, things that people that we should consider having on the show.
Yeah,
we are always unearthing people that we're not saying we discover them, but we're discovering
unearthing them
for the first time for our purview. Yes. So thank you, one and all. We hope you have a fantastic guitar week. Thank you, David Wood and Monger. Subscribe!
Jeez.
And this cop pulled him over and he's like, where are you coming from? And they said, oh, we're coming from Tijuana, And they said, how long you been there? And he goes, a week. I mean, a day. I mean, a weekday. That's my favorite part from that. That's a Romanian
the store is on fire, and you have to grab one wheel of cheese.
I have to grab one wheel of cheese.
What do you take?
Meatballs.
Oh, meatballs. It
all that
just
stuff.
Doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter.
Hang on.
No.
Well, what?
No.
No, just hang on.
No.
Bear with me. Bear with me.
No.
Bear with me.
No. No. Little funkiness.
A little tang in my nostril.
And then there's another one. It's from France. It's pretty much a Swiss cheese because it's in the whatever that mountain range is called there.
The Alps.
Not the Alps.
They didn't teach that in school.
Tony, you ready?
Huh? Is it time to wake up yet?
Shut it.
Where's my Hassenpfeffer?
What?
Where's my Hassenpfeffer?
I don't know what that is. Yeah, Dave, if I say to you, Tony, don't say anything yet, because
Okay.
you're going to provide the correct response.
Yes.
If you say, hey, Todd, how you doing? Go ahead, do it.
Hey Todd, how you doing?
I'm all right. Now, what is your response to that?
Cool, man.
Cool, man, right? No, wrong. The correct response is, Tony.
Don't nobody worry about me.
Right, from Caddyshack.
From Caddyshack.
I'm all right.
No.
No,
I have
nobody
seen
worry about
Caddyshack.
me.
The jazz chorus. Okay.
See, he's mad, but he knows it's making it better. That's why he's mad.
Probably a lot of the jokes went over my head because I was 10, but
Well,
Right.
you know what the difference
Well,
is.
showing you Porky's was probably a problem, too.
Yes.
Don't look at me like that, Tony.
I'm just imagining your head in a bowling bag.
Okay. Yes. Yes, try the cheese. Have you seen Clockwork Orange, Dave?
No, I actually have not.
Oh, Dave.
Yeah.
Okay.
You ready?
Clap me in.
All right. Are there any? Is there? It's
Just zip it.
okay. The mayor of
Zip it.
The mayor of.
Zip it.
Wait. Where are you from?
New Paltz.
New Paltz. The mayor of New Paltz is
Colonel.
putting together.
No. Get out of here.
Okay.
I'm not.
That's
I'm
pretty
just,
good though. He's
do
got
I-
a
do you want
ribbon.
me to
He's got
s-
like the sash and everything, and like a real big pair of scissors because he's a little guy. You know
No.
what I mean? I'm just saying.
No. I already said it. No.
Well, like a
No.
60s junior
No.
and
No.
and a jazz master.
No.
Mix it up. All right, dude, we're done.
Woo!
Yeah, right? You don't ever get those 2 hours back.
Yeah.
And away we go.
Well, that's it for these knobs. Please visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/theguitarknobs. Visit our website at theguitarknobs.com for all of our past episodes, 4 on the Floor blog, and other good stuff. You can connect with us on social too at our Facebook page and share your gear and stories on our Facebook group. Also, be sure to check out our Instagram at Guitar Knobs. Catch you next time.